Hello and welcome to the 90-day momentum challenge. Today is day 38. Just 2 days to get to 40. And in another 5 days, we will be halfway through the challenge. And if you're feeling any impact on the challenge, multiply that by 1,000, and then you begin to have a tip of an iceberg idea about what this challenge is doing in my own life. Today, I've been thinking about many things, but there's one thing that I have ended up writing down. A lot of the times when I come to share, I try not to rely on things that I have written down, but this is something that came to me really, really strongly that I think it's going to be the context on which we can have the rest of the meeting today. So perhaps you write this down, and I would like you to write it in first person. I will read it out around how I wrote it here, but I want you to write it in first person. So this is what I have. You are always meeting your deepest needs, but not with your deepest purpose. You are always meeting your deepest needs, but not always with your deepest purpose. In other words, maybe another way to write it is you are always feeding your real hunger with false food. You are feeding your real hunger with false food. I don't know what sense that makes to you, but I would like you to write it out in first person. I am always meeting my deepest needs, but not with my deepest purpose. The goal of the 90-day momentum challenge is to create enough movement that I can finally break beyond the blocks that hold me back from seeing my true identity, from accessing my true capacity, from overcoming the limiting beliefs so that I can access the permissions. Because remember, your beliefs are two things. Your beliefs are either permissions or limits. Your beliefs are both permissions and limitations. I am always meeting my deepest needs. I have a need for growth. I have a need for contribution. I have a need for love and connection. I have a need for significance. I have a need for certainty. I have a need for variety. But sometimes I'm meeting my need for variety, not in a way that grows me, but merely from switching from Instagram to Facebook. I'm meeting my need for certainty by holding on to the idea that me and mathematics, we will never meet. That's because I decided in class 6 that mathematics is not my thing. And so I hold on with certainty that this is my thing. I know me and remembering people's names. I am bad with people's names. I'm always meeting my need for love and connection by holding on to people that are actually harmful to me. I'm holding on to the need for connection by holding on to grudges that happened in Form 1 or Form 2 or in college or during my first job. The first day when I reported, the receptionist made me sit outside the office for 20 minutes. And that happened in 2009 or maybe even in 2004, right? So it is a negative connection, but it's a connection. So you are meeting a very deep need. You have a need, an irrevocable need for love and connection. But what are you using to meet that need? You have a need for growth, except your growth is now you are the administrator of 5 WhatsApp groups. So it gives you the feeling that you have something to do. You have a need for significance, right? Now I have last year I had 3,000 friends on Facebook. This year there are 4,000. So that's growth. I hope you see what I'm pointing us towards. There are irrevocable needs, and there are 6. We will speak specifically about them during a different session. But you have needs that you have to meet. There is no way out. You have a need for growth. You have a need for contribution. You have a need for certainty. You have a need for variety, as we call it. You have a need for significance, to feel that your life matters. You have a need for love and connection. These needs are the reasons why you do what you do. These needs drive everything you do, every single thing. The goal of the 90-day momentum challenge is to give you enough movement so that you can begin to break beyond, to overcome, to outgrow some of the cheap ways through which you try to fulfill these needs. Because at the end of the day, every opportunity you miss where you could fulfill these needs in a way that moves you towards your purpose, if you don't do it, you will not escape. You will not escape. And this is one of the things I shared. You are not going to escape. It's either you face the reality and grow, or get ready to regret. To the extent that it depends on me, to the extent that I have the capacity to do what I need to do, there will not be anything that I want to leave on the table that I can grow in. If it's things that I can't see, I can't perceive because of my mindset, my perspective, the level of growth I've achieved, if it's things that lie beyond my awareness, I will not hold myself to the fire for those. And I keep praying and working and studying and reflecting so that anything that is really ordained to fall on my pathway, that I get to it. I pray for myself that I get enough clarity to stop meeting my deepest needs with the cheapest available resources, to stop meeting my need with just what's just in the environment, to start being very deliberate about how I meet my highest needs with the highest quality of input, the highest quality of opportunities. Start meeting my deepest needs. They say deep calls unto deep, right? But when deep calls unto deep, it means it requires you to swim in the deep end. And swimming in the deep end is scary. Deep calls unto deep. Real hunger calls unto real food. When you are hungry, you can eat something nutritious and healthy, or you can quickly whip noodles and you've eaten. Your hunger will be satisfied. But the choice that you take in terms of meeting, fulfilling, satiating that hunger has consequences for you. It has consequences for me. So I want you to take down these 4 levels. These 4 levels, I don't even have a way to label them. So I'll just call them 4 levels, and in future, because this is something that has kind of finally settled in a way that I feel comfortable sharing it. And it's just 4 words. Each of the words starts with S. And you and I will titillate and move between these levels, but there will be one level that you will find that right now you're mostly within that level. Or in one area you are in one level, in another area you're in a different level. So that you know what I'm talking about, I want you to write these words down. These are common words, but these are the 4 levels. The first level is survival. The first level is survival. The second level is stability. The third level is success. The fourth level is significance. Survival, stability, success, and significance. We cannot exhaust the entire conversation about this I have probably 15 pages of insights about this. I think for me, 2024, I have a knowing in my heart that this revelation is going to be one of the most powerful things that will drive my 2024. When you are in survival, there are no decisions to be made, no commitments to be made. There is no energy for you to try to save anyone else. When you are in survival, you want to make sure that you don't drop a level lower. The level lower is victim. Survival is when you are hungry and you need to continue eating what you can find that is available to keep going, but to continue finding the most intelligent way to get out of survival. When you're in survival, it's about preserving your energy. Now, the danger is that you can be in survival amidst abundance. And that's a whole discussion by itself. Then from survival, you move to stability. In survival, you cannot create anything new. In fact, you don't even have room to welcome something new. In the Bible, there is a story where this woman has oil and it's all that she has. She is surviving on that little oil. The prophet had to convince her to even avail that oil to be used. When you're in survival, even the little that you have, you are holding on to it so much that you are living in lack. You don't even recognize what you have. Stability is when you begin to have a little bit of room to start creating. When you start opening up, maybe you might now be in a space where you can learn. When you are in survival, you are living in regret. You are stuck on the mistakes you made. You are ruminating over what people are saying about you, what people think about you. Why do they treat you that way? When you are in stability, you might still be dealing with this pain, but you are now beginning to be more open to move to whatever else might be available for you. And then, of course, when you come to success, you have something to offer. The danger to watch for when you are in success, when you have a house, maybe you have a car, you have a degree, and when you go to the village, you can say the word significance confidently and not shrub it. You can, when you write text, you can spell congratulations well, and you have a new phone. This is all success, these external emblems of success. You have an image to uphold. The danger of success is that your image can hold you captive. Your image holds you captive. You can't move from that neighborhood where you're living, even though you can no longer afford the rent in that neighborhood, right? Your degree holds you in captivity such that even if it means if you went to Muranga or maybe to Banana and you would find something to bring to Nairobi and sell, your degree holds you captive, that there are things that are out below you. You sacrifice to maintain an image. You are in the business of image management. That is the danger, where instead of your success becoming a stepping stone for you to be more courageous, to be more creative, it becomes a load around your neck that holds you to manage an image. This is when you start contributing to ratios that you have no business contributing in. This is one ratio, this person, I don't know them. This person, when I needed them, they were not there. You need to actually say no. You start accommodating people in your house who you have no business. You are creating room for other people or even contributing to family when you're not ready to contribute to family, right? And then, of course, finally, significance. This will probably be one of the longer conversations we will have about significance, but significance is where now you not only are stable and successful, and you will find yourself jumping between those two levels, but now you are able to contribute something to other people, not out of compulsion, not out of trying to manage an image, but because you truly have something to offer. And it's always a sign that you have something to offer when you have more than just money. Money is the cheapest thing that we offer to people. Money is the cheapest thing. When you can offer quality time, when you can show up and what you bring is not just your age, but you bring age with wisdom that people cannot buy, then you have something of value to offer. Money is the cheapest thing that you can give anybody. That's why aid given to Africa is, for me, the cheapest thing. It's actually a distraction. I would rather the people contribute to Africa expertise, then we begin to find ways to utilize that expertise. This is just, I would call it a primer on those 4 levels: survival, stability, success, and significance. And I shared that as a foundation for what we are going to do today. If you think back to the assignment we just did and look at the main problem that you identified for yourself, the first question is, did you identify the most pressing problem for you? Do you believe in your heart when you go back to the assignment? Did you get to the core problem, the core issue that if you resolved, it would change your life? That's number 1. Number 2, if you look at how you're operating specifically with regard to that problem, what level would you think you mostly find yourself in? And the paradox is that your life can be in one level, but most of your thoughts, most of your words are in another level. When you're complaining, you're essentially, you're not in the level of success. In that moment, you have dropped from whether you are usually in significance or success, you've dropped all the way to survival. When you start discussing how the government is messing the country up, or how the office is being run down, or when you start complaining or comparing or competing, in that moment, there has to be some part of you that is essentially operating from the level of survival, the level of lack. When you think about the problem you settled, did you go to the deepest problem? And from what level are you approaching, are you trying to resolve this problem? Let me share this as the last piece, then we move on to do some hot seat work. Where I'm living now, in the state I'm living in, and this city, I've only been around for this is the 3rd year. I do not know where a lot of things are, especially because I'm very busy. So a lot of the times when I need to go somewhere, I need to use Google Maps. When you use Google Maps, the most important feature of Google Maps is location finder. Location finder, when you search for a destination, Google Maps has to figure out where you are. So today, when we ask, what are your goals? We are asking, where are you going? Where are you trying to go to? The most difficult question to answer is, where are you? If we don't know where you are, we don't know we can't know how you will get where you need to go, right? If I am not, right now, I'm in Oklahoma City in the US, and I'm trying to go to Mombasa, and you are in Nairobi and you're trying to go to Mombasa, we have to use different means. The obstacles before us are going to be very different. Where are you emotionally? Where are you with your self-image? Where are you in your most important relationships? Where are you in terms of your skills? Where are you? That was the hidden assignment in this reflection that I gave you. Where are you? In fact, So this is the second question, the second most important question in the challenge that we've covered so far. So the first question is, what do I want? The second question is, where am I? Where am I? If you don't know where you are, even if you order an Uber, they won't find you. Where are you? Where are you? Are you at a point where you are meeting your needs, your deepest needs with noodles? Where are you? And this is what we are going to talk about today. So that will be the end of the first part of sharing. I am going to now, I will just get, we have to be really quick today. And I'm going to just ask for a couple of reflections, anything that has stood out to you from just that little bit of sharing. And we'll just take 3 people. Then from there, we'll transition to doing the hot seat work. Most of the focus today is going to be on hot seat work. Let me have 3 quick volunteers without pointing out anybody, particularly people who haven't spoken as frequently before. So, okay, so 3 people. I see Marcy Njoroge, Shalene, your mic.
Good morning, Marcy Njoroge would like to share.
Yes, okay, so the 2 of you wait. Can I have a 3rd person? So I have Marcy, Shalene, who else? 1 more person. At the count of 3, 2, 1, that opportunity is closed. So it's going to be Shalene and Marcy. Let's go.
Great. Wow. I think the depth, just going back to the assignment, Daktari, about where am I? That revelation, I could almost close the class with thinking that even if I called an Uber, and I don't know where I am, they won't find. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can hear me. Okay. Yeah, just really getting deeper and deeper into answering the question of where am I? Because then if I need to go anywhere, I need to know where I'm starting from. And just that example you're giving, that if you're in Oklahoma, go to Mombasa, you have to use different means. So truly, my strategies are going to be based on just my knowledge and understanding of where I am. And something else that has touched me deeply is about hunger. That real hunger needs to be fed with real food. And the consequence of trying to food just won't take me anywhere. So really finding depth needs to be met with depth. Swimming to the deep end, that truly is so inspiring for me, and truly I'll reflect much more on it and work based.
Yeah, thank you.
That, and I'm really, really grateful for that sharing this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marcy. You've done an amazing recap of that segment we just did, and thank you so much. Let's hear from Shalene, and then we will move on to hot seat.
Good morning. Can I be heard?
Shalini, we can hardly hear you. I can see that your microphone is moving, but maybe are you using headphones, or maybe you bring the phone closer to your mouth?
Good morning. Is that better?
That's better.
Great. I am blessed to be here this morning with everyone here. So mine are three things. One was success. You have something to offer in success, but then you have an image to uphold. And that image you have to uphold can hold you captive. That was mind-blowing. I didn't know that. I thought that when you get to success, I mean, you have everything that everyone around you has, yeah? But having something to offer, but yet having an image to uphold, and yet this image can hold you captive, just stood out for me. The other thing was money is the cheapest thing you can offer, especially right now. I did not know that. I thought money was something vital, because for you to have most things in life, you need money, yeah? So my thinking was money is something very vital that someone can offer you. But my perspective has changed. And money is the cheapest thing that someone can offer you. Meaningful things are like time and wisdom. Then I found myself with a question where you asked, where am I? Am I feeding my hunger with noodles? My answer automatically in my mind was yes. And I was just shocked because inside me I knew, but I hadn't internalized it. So I have to go back to the drawing board and reflect on that a little bit more. Thank you, Dr. Job.
Yeah, thank you so much. Those are profound and very clear reflections. I really like it. I think Fanny's had unmuted herself, if I'm not wrong. Fanny's, did you want? Okay, go ahead.
I was going to be the third one, but I got locked. Thank you for the opportunity again. I was actually going to concur with you about the money and about money being, I didn't know it is the cheapest, but I've always thought of, even when you're giving somebody a gift, I tell people, let's translate it into something and then give it. So it's quite profound to learn that it is the cheapest, as Charlene has just mentioned. And then, there's a place you say deep calls into deep, like, for you to go deep, you have to go deep. And the four levels, which you said you're not given a name for now, that you can actually move up and down, this Abraham's law of hierarchy, that when you reach up there, you stay there, is not it. You can actually be in significance, and when you start complaining, you actually go back to survival. So it means that I need to be very alert, so that if I'm in this level, I actually stay there, so that when I'm going back to survival, I am aware of where I am. And of course, the questions that you just try to internalize for us, that was so profound. And thank you so much for sharing. Thank you.
Thank you, Fanny. The three of you have recapped. I think you've allowed me to process further what we had just shared earlier. Okay, so thank you, everyone. Take this and think about it, revisit. I would encourage you to write those questions from the last assignment, write them somewhere, and make it a goal to go back to them a minimum of once weekly, and create an appointment of when you are going to sit down and go through those questions. And you go through them with new eyes. As much as possible, go through them with new eyes. Create an appointment. If this was a work required meeting where you come in the morning every Wednesday, you will show up. But this is part of your personal curriculum. And this is the structure that you are creating for yourself. If you find deeper questions than this, use them. Remember, the goal is for you to find leverage and for you to begin to be more aware about where you are. And maybe you could actually be in a totally different place if you had made one or two decisions 5 years ago. You could be in a totally different place. But the bigger regret would be for you to get to a destination by accident in 5 years' time, when you have the opportunity to get to a destination by intention. You will arrive in 5 years. You are getting to a destination. The question is, will you get there by accident, or will you arrive there by intention? So we're going to do as many hot seat participants as possible, only if you are on video. That's just fair for everyone, so that people can see you, and that way we are able to interact. I will start it off by keeping it open. People can volunteer. And then after that, I can pick some people randomly. The important thing is for us to actually, for each of us, because we are all on the same journey. And you will realize that there are only 2 or 3 issues that we are all dealing with. And so I'm going to open it up. Who would like to go first in terms of sitting in the hot seat? First hot seat volunteer. All right, I'm going to do you the favor by the power conferred upon me by no one other than myself. I'm going to just get some people. Shiro, I've seen your video on, and that's particularly would like you to be our first because we know what you're working towards.
Okay.
Yep, give me a sec.
That's okay. Good morning.
All right, Shiro. So first of all, a very quick update. What's going on?
What's going on is I've been making movement every day since the last time I was on the hot seat, which was on 25th November. I think there's even a day I was doing my exercises at around 11:30, trying to beat the midnight stroke, so that at least I have a tick on every day.
That's a fist
so that
bump.
So that I'm able to report this here.
Yeah.
So I'm really proud of myself for that. And even the clarity that comes with the instructions, and like when you clearly came out and said, if you have the choice between reading your book and moving, just put the book down. So that clarity in terms of instructions has been very good. I've also been able to continue reading The Atomic Habit, and I like how it builds up on easy way of just reforming your habits. I like the part of getting one habit to ride on another.
Yeah.
So like a lot of my catch up now for the momentum challenge, I decided will be once I get home from work, before my family has dinner, I have to have nourished myself first. So I'm working on my assignments at least before dinner. Still a little bit chaotic. I'm still looking towards aligning that because we're really having late dinners.
That's right. It's excellence. Momentum will not look the same every single day.
Yeah.
Momentum will not look the same every single day, but by the time you go to bed, you know whether you are in momentum or not. It might not be optimum. The goal is to not break the chain. Okay, so Shiro, now we are going past, we're going further down. We are going back to the goal that you had. You want to trim up, right?
Yes.
Tell us again what you want to achieve, the main goal that you're working on.
So the main goal I'm working on is having a healthier lifestyle. So initially I've approached this in different ways. So sometimes I've concentrated just on diet. Sometimes I've concentrated just on movement. But this time around, I thought I would approach it in kind of a 360-degree in terms of the knowledge that I have.
So what do you want to achieve? What do you want to achieve?
Maybe I can give the background why I ended up with this goal.
Okay.
Is I've walked a very close journey with two people who are close to me. One is my sister Jane, who's here. She shares about her work in after being diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer.
Yeah.
Then also I live with my mother-in-law, who is fighting pancreatic cancer. So also this has meant sometimes I'll find myself even in hospital like 4 times. I've accumulated a lot of knowledge in terms of healthy living that I feel like if I continue just living the way I was living before knowing what I know now, it would be an injustice to myself. Yeah.
Why would it be an injustice?
Because when you know better, you must do better.
Why?
Knowing better must translate to doing better.
Yes, I'm trying. I want you to actually go. There is something deeper than that. That's what I want us to find.
Okay.
Yeah, there's something deeper than that. So why is this important for you?
It is important for me because I've realized when you're challenged in terms of health, everything else comes to a standstill. Like
so
nothing else.
So I would like you to, I would like you to anything you say, use the words I.
Okay.
We are speaking to Shiro, so we would like you to own
Yes.
what you're talking about. We're speaking about you. So, and I would like, let's see whether we can actually get to something deeper than that. There are other people in your family who have seen these family members dealing with the challenges. It has not caused them to start taking the actions you are taking.
Yeah.
So what we need to know is why this, if we don't find why, you can take these actions for the next 2-3 years, and then I meet you in 6 years and you will be right back where you started. So what is it that is in you that can endure the seasons and keep you on track despite the changing seasons?
Why I want to be healthier and to be lighter is to be able to move with ease. And right now,
why is it important for you to move with ease?
to be able to do what it is that I want. And I like to do many things. And so I want to be able to move easily and to move effortlessly. And so I have realized that sitting down really directly translates into body pain. So
Why is it important for you to be able to move with ease? Allow the answers to come. All the answers you need are in there. Allow them to come.
it is important for me to be able to move with ease, because I have a lot of things that I want to do, and I need to be able to move fluidly for me to be able to achieve everything that I have perceived in my mind that I want to do. And envision myself in a busy schedule daily, being able to do many things.
Why is it important for you to achieve those things that you want to do?
I feel like there's a fire inside me that burns, that feels that I have this purpose that I have to fulfill in life.
What would happen if you don't fulfill that purpose?
You live an empty life. Feel like it would be really an empty life. A life that is empty of satisfaction.
I'm going to give you a little bit of a break. There's a part of you that switches to you. And when we get to the point where you automatically remain with the I, that's the only time we can actually break beyond that surface too. There is something that's about to emerge, but it's not emerging because your mind switches you back to you. Like the last thing you've just said, this is a hot seat, Shiro. We have a contract.
Yes.
We have a contract that we are not doing surface, right? Yeah, so there's a part of your mind that keeps switching to you. So the last thing you said is, if you don't, anytime the word you comes up, that is how things like complaining comes in, because now it's no longer me. It's like, can you imagine what they said? Because it's detached, right? There's a level of detachment. I don't know whether does it register what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. Let me ask you maybe 1 or 2 questions. It is 7 years from today, and nothing has changed from what you had wanted to do. Nothing has changed. Tell me what you feel. And I don't want you to go there with your mind. I want you to actually try to feel it. It is 7 years from today. So that means 2024 has passed, 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030. It is December 2030. You are exactly where you are today. If you need to close your eyes to get there, to feel it, what would this feel like? What does it feel like if this didn't happen?
It feels desperate, like I'm in a desperate situation.
It feels desperate because what have you missed, or what might you regret?
I would regret that I'm regretting the fact that I hardly get to utilize much of my potential. Like, I use a very small percentage of my gift in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you
What
feel?
it is that I do.
It's
What is it? What it is that I do daily?
Yeah, it's 2020, it's 2030, and you have not achieved this. What do you feel about yourself in this moment?
Feel low, hanging low.
Is this something that we should let it be like that, or would you want to change this?
It must change. It can't be like that.
So the question is, what must you do daily? And it doesn't have to be complex. What is it that you must do daily? Because it's a reality. When I don't know whether you are able to get to that moment, but do you realize that you can actually feel it? This is for everyone, right? This is for everyone. The reason why the past hurts is because you can remember it clearly. In other words, you are able to see what they did, the way they looked at you, right? The way they despised you, you can see it. Your leverage lies in being able to also see the future as clearly. If you can see the future as clearly as you remember your past, what you need to do will become so easy. If you can see the potential of the regret or the potential of the success as clearly as you remember what happened in 2009, getting to the gym will become as easy as this. And I believe one of the things that has moved me the most in my own life is being able to see. I can see there's one major goal I'm working on for 2024. I can see it. I can see where I'm going. I can see it almost as clearly as though it happened. Shiro, we are rooting for you. And
thank you.
Yes, I hope you have before pictures.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so I want to hear 5 statements. I have the power from you. I have the power.
I have the power to succeed in everything that I set out to do. I have the power to enrich those who are around me with good energy.
Okay,
I have
so
the power to.
there's nobody else is coming into here. It's everyone here is an individual today. Everyone is an individual. Okay, just yourself. Other people, we will come to other people later.
Okay.
All my people are in Kenya. I'm in the US right now, so alone. Okay, continue.
Okay.
I want you to go faster. And if it's not coming, just say, I have the power until something comes, and we're going to count 5, okay? I have the power.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be anything major. So I want you to go fast, 5, okay? If you say I have the power, something doesn't come, just go back. I have the power, and I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to actually go to your feeling, okay? If you need to move your body to say it, and I want you to say it with feeling, okay? All right, so I have the power, I have the power, I have the power. Go, it's your chance.
I have the power to succeed. I have the power to trust. I have the power to heal. I have the power to encourage. I have the power.
5 more, faster.
I have the power to succeed. I have the power to trust. I have the power to heal. I have the power to forgive. I have the power to grow. I have the power to, I have power. I have power. I have power.
Which of those, when you say it, you actually felt something different?
To forgive. I have the power.
I knew it immediately you said it. I felt it. When you said forgive, if we weren't on Zoom, you were probably gonna break down. I felt something different when you said it. That is your thing. That's going to be one of the keys for you to work on. Keep saying it to yourself and see whether it registers. If it registers, then you have to start really saying it, but you also have to start doing the work. if you need to write down names of people you need to forgive and start, cleaning that up, that's what you need, where you start from. Okay. Thank you, Shiro. We'll move to someone else.
Thank you.
Stay on. Next is going to be Grace. Where is Grace? Grace, are you? Oh, I see you. Are you able to unmute yourself? Grace, are you willing to participate in the hot seat?
Okay.
Okay, all right. So we'll go back to the assignment. What is your main goal? What was the main problem you identified?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Personally, like I've indicated, I have one major goal. I'm also working on my health. I said,
Are you using headphones? For some reason, your voice is a little low.
okay, I said, I don't know if you can hear me now.
Okay. Are you in an environment you're unable to speak? Are you speaking softer because of the environment you're in?
No, it's my voice.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, that's all right. Go ahead.
It's bad. So I'm trying to be audible enough.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. There are several things I was working on. I was trying to work on my health. I said I wanted to achieve a certain goal, matters to where I am and where I want to be by the time I'm finishing the 90 days challenge.
What is the problem you identified during in the last assignment?
I identified as where do I want to be? Yeah, where do I want to be after the 90 days health-wise?
So it's your health that you're focusing on?
Yes, it's my health that I'm focusing on.
Okay,
so
what, Grace, did you complete the last assignment, 7 questions?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so that's what I'm asking. The question number 2 asks specifically the most important problem you're focusing on right now. Is it health for you?
It's health, and I'm working on 2. I have health and I have financial freedom.
Health and financial freedom. Which of those 2 do you want us to talk about?
We can talk on financial freedom. Either any. I'm okay with either because I'm working on both at the same time.
So let's go with financial freedom. So what is the problem in the financial freedom area that you're working on?
The problem is I actually set goals, which are never achieved.
Okay.
On every year, particularly.
Okay.
And it's not like the resources, but I think I just have poor planning and dedication. So this time around, I've broken down on my goals and what I want to achieve to get to the financial freedom in a span of.
So what I hear is the finances themselves are not the problem. The problem is execution.
The planning bit.
The planning bit.
And
do you have any plans you've created that you didn't implement?
Right now, when we started the challenge,
yes,
I've been able to break them down from, like I have said, from the 30 days to 60 days to 90 days.
Okay. What's your goal? What's your financial goal?
My financial goal is to set up 2 major projects by end of 2024.
So to set up the major projects, so how does that connect to the financial part?
Sorry?
How
Sorry,
does
I
that,
didn't get your
how does that, so it's a financial goal. So 2024 and December 2024, how much money have you saved or accumulated? So that's what I'm asking. What is it you're trying to achieve?
what I'm doing right now. I have 2 circles which I'm actually targeting on savings, and I've actually given myself a certain target up to the end of this month. With that, I should be able to start up on enough resources that can actually start a certain project
Okay.
with of December. And then in the next 30 days of January, there's another target which I also need to accumulate funds and start.
Yeah. So Grace, we will have a couple of segments in this particular area you are in. It feels to me that you narrowed down to a specific problem that is suitable for the 90-day challenge. The goal you're looking about at is the goal for the whole year. So it's the longer you stay on, it will be easier for us to figure out a way to support you in terms of what you're trying to do. I'm happy that you already have specific targets that you are working towards. And how are you doing overall in terms of the other ingredients of the challenge, on the specific things that you need to do to keep you to actually gain the momentum you need? Are you able to stay consistent, moving daily, whichever specific ingredient you picked?
Yes, I am.
It's,
Personally, I am making movements every day, like I had said.
yeah,
I'm doing physical exercise every day. I am doing 30 days, but again, I've increased my time because you said we need to do something a little extra. So I've added 15 minutes to my regime. So instead of the 30 minutes, I'm now doing 45 minutes.
that's great.
So I believe that that is actually going to give me automatic results, matters my health and where I want to be. I've actually continued reading the Atomic Habits book. Initially, I was doing it for 10 minutes. I had given myself a target of 10 minutes. Now I'm able to read up to around 15 minutes, and I'm able to cover more. I'm also doing a lot of meditation. I have moved from 10 minutes also to 15 minutes every day, and I'm feeling the superb healing. I can feel it even in my mental health. I'm also working on the 4 C's. Complaining specifically has been my challenge. So I'm actually lowering this. I'm trying to avoid situations because you also need to avoid environments that are actually going to provoke you. So on the complaining, I'm really working on it, and I give myself a clap. And of course, I don't have issues with the other 3, the comparing, the competing, condemning about that, but I'm a complainant, but that one I'm really working on. I am no longer a complainant actually, because it's bearing me fruits. On the goals on financial matters, like we say, I'm also able to track my daily expenses. What is it that I'm doing daily? What is it that I'm able to cut off from the expenses of what I have done? I've actually have some notes in my phone. Every day I'm able to see this is what I've done at the end of the day. Was this relevant? This needs to be cut off. So that whatever unnecessary expenses I have done, I should put them to my savings. That is actually in achieving my financial goals. So whatever unnecessary expenses, I'm able to carry packed lunch to work. I'm able to cut off some of the outings and all that. We do them maybe like once in a fortnight. All this is translating back into my savings in the circle. And I believe at the end of the day, it's going to give me a significant difference. Instead of probably if I had said I'm going to be doing 50,000 savings per month, I'm now able to do even 75,000 out of what I've actually done.
That's
We're doing
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grace, you deserve more than one club. You're doing a lot of things that are very practical and accessible for us to do in many areas, including tracking, monitoring what you are doing. So thank you for participating, and I will definitely hope to have you again back during one of the future meetings to see where you are. Keep working on that last assignment that we shared, and definitely you will begin to see a lot of movement going forward. Right? Thank you, Grace. I'm going to get someone else on the hot seat. You're welcome. Let me see. Where is Sally? Sally, are you able to come on video? If not, okay. Crispin, you're new. Welcome to the challenge. Are you able to participate? Oh, okay. You're muted. Sorry, you're still muted, Crispin.
Morning.
Good morning.
I won't be able to participate today. Maybe next time. I've just
Okay.
joined.
Okay, you're just listening in. Okay, all right. Yeah, welcome to the challenge. I know you've been with us a couple of days. It's great to have you on. Who would like to go next?
Yeah, I am Doc.
Okay. We know a little bit about what you're currently working on. What problem did you identify? I know we are at about an hour. We'll probably do another 15 minutes or so and be done. Go ahead.
I identified public speaking.
Why public speaking?
I feel like it has been derailing my progress. I'm not able to take some responsibilities as I should.
Why public speaking?
I have fear. I have fear to talk before people and also to take up some spaces in my career and in my business.
Why would it be important for you to take up space and take up those opportunities?
So that I can be able to express myself fully without like when I meet people and I have something to contribute, if I don't have to talk, then it means that I feel like I didn't go there and benefit fully. I didn't voice out what I was supposed to.
Yeah. Why is it important for you to express yourself?
To be able to take part in that discussion or to contribute.
Yeah, so I will the questions I'm asking you, I'm trying to get you beyond that, the level whatever level we are conversing at, and keep moving, see how deep we can get, okay? So the same question, why is it important for Domitira to express herself? And now this question begins to go beyond just your mind. You have to listen to what you actually feel. Here is an easy way to get there, okay? I want you to close your eyes. I have invited you to a meeting. You are standing behind the lectern, and I'm just about to introduce you. And there are 500 executives from businesses across Africa, and you're going to speak to them for 10 minutes. Okay? And I hope you can see yourself in front of an audience. It's a hall in a hotel, and they are all seated there in suits. They are executively dressed, and you are ready to speak to them, okay? And I say, ladies and gentlemen, Domitira Nyambeki is about to speak to you. Give her a hand. Are you able to see yourself in that environment?
Yes.
What do you feel? You are about to speak to them.
Right now, I feel nervous.
What are you telling yourself, or what are you projecting? What are you prophesying is going to happen? By prophesying is predicting is going to happen to you.
I feel like they might not hear what I'm going to say.
What do you think they will, what are they likely to think? In other words, what are you predicting they will think when you start speaking?
They think that I didn't prepare enough, or like I'm not audible. Should I think the negative or the positive?
No, it's what you're thinking. It's what you're thinking. So this is for everyone. The barrier is always emotional. The obstacle is always emotional. When we say it's so, Domitila, I'm going to break you a little bit so that I don't want you to stay in that mode the entire time. It's what I shared earlier this week from Jim Rohn. Life is a collection of experiences. We know the experience of fear. We know the experience of embarrassment, but do we know the experience of courage? Can you sit down and say, I want to feel what courage feels like? Fear, we feel fear automatically. We are experts. Anxiety, we feel anxiety like this, right? We should all graduate and get PhDs in being able to feel anxious really immediately, right? It's that, can you command courage when you need it? Can you command consistency when you need it? Because that is an experience that is freely available to you. It's confidence. Confidence is born in the trenches of repetition. You can train your mind to be confident. You can train your mind to be effective in whatever circumstance. So I don't know whether anyone else, any among you did the exercise that Domitila did. I am sure just by me mentioning like 500 executives, most people in the, or even just some of you are just participating, it will hit you like, I don't want to be in that environment to speak to that audience, right? So Domitila, this is not happening. There are no 500 people for you to speak to. It's so this is the, I think I would call it the stupidest thing, that we just created a scenario, but your body experienced real feelings, right? Your mind is predicting what those people are thinking, but the people are not even real. We just created them. We just created a random group of people. The barrier, the obstacle is always emotional. And the obstacle is always connected to a story that you've already bought into. Domitila, you are on a stage in an advanced hotel. They have microphones, but your mind is like, no, they won't hear me. They are microphones, right?
Yes.
All you have to do is whisper. In fact, when I'm telling you, like, you will speak for 30 minutes, they can hear you. They can hear me whispering, right? But your mind is like, they won't hear me. And you believe it, you actually emotionally experience a reaction to something that has not happened. And this is what I said earlier, that the day it gets to you being able to see your future as clearly as you remember your past, everything changes. When you can see your success as clearly and in as much detail as your past, when you can see that joy, that breakthrough as clearly as that heartbreak, things change, particularly in the big goals that you are trying to accomplish. And the assignment I gave you, the reason I insisted on just one goal is so that you can try to narrow down your focus. And the aim is to be able to break through the barrier. And the barrier is always emotional. It's not lack of time, it's not lack of support, it's not lack of finances, it's not lack of skills. The barrier is emotional. 100% of the time. So let's go back to the material. Why is it important for you to be able to express yourself?
Daktari, if right now I'm confident, as I don't fear speaking before people, then I could be able to take some career goals, maybe participate in taking roles. I'm a veterinarian by profession, and I fear taking responsibilities or campaigning to take some posts because I can't be able to speak before people. So if I'm confident, then I'll take those roles.
So if you are able to express yourself more confidently, it means you would be able to give more of yourself to the world, right?
Yeah.
Why is it important for you to give more of yourself?
Because I believe that's something that I want to contribute in life. I would like to participate in making policies concerning my profession.
Why is that important to you?
Come up again, Daktari.
Why is it important for you to have an impact in your profession?
I'm in an animal health industry whereby my profession involves taking care of animals and championing their well-being. So if I'm able,
why is animal well-being important to you?
Because I love working with animals.
What do you
It's in me.
What do you love about working with animals?
Especially taking care of their well-being.
Why is the well-being of animals important to you?
I don't feel good when I see animals suffer.
Why? You can ignore it. You can just focus on other things.
No, I feel like my life revolves around animals, taking care of their well-being, because I feel like in Africa.
No, so stop there. Okay, so your mind keeps chopping in, right? Anytime you are trying to answer an emotional question and a piece of data is dropped in, it's a distraction from facing. You can, I don't know about you, but I can feel that you've come 2 or 3 times and you've hit that barrier where we know where the connection is, but you're hitting the wall. And when you hit the wall, you feel it in your body. I don't know, have you felt that 2 or 3 times you are like approaching the real reason, but somehow you just can't reach it?
Yes.
Have you felt during this conversation, have you felt some time when your emotions just suddenly rise out of nowhere and then they cool down?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you are so close to unlocking a source of fire that will ignite a passion in you that people who know you meet you 2 months from today and they can't recognize you. You don't fear public speaking. You are not yet clear about your passion. And once that passion is broken like this, I will put you in front of 500 executives and you're like, all of you need to start giving money to social responsibility so that we can take care of animal welfare. And you'll say it without patting an eyelid. You are not afraid of public speaking, right? There's a barrier. There's something that is blocking you from the most powerful source of your energy, of your fire. And we have come during this meeting, we've come to it at least 2 times. When I can feel, I can tell you are so close to it, but you get there and your mind decides to drop. In Africa, that is data being dropped into sacred space. And that's what our minds do. That's what our mind does. It keeps dropping data. It keeps dropping data. Now, you can imagine you're thinking about your goal and you're on Facebook. And then someone is like 300 animals in South Africa. Your mind is gone, right? Your mind is gone. The barrier is emotional. This is for everyone. The barrier is emotional. The barrier is not the distance from the gym. The barrier is not KPLC is giving us blackouts all the time. The barrier is not Safaricom bundles have become very expensive. The barrier is emotional. What's holding you back? Let me tell you, Domitira, everybody that has been on this challenge has heard Domitira's voice. You share, and when you share, I can tell that you are sharing something that you have thought about. I can tell that you've written these things down. I can tell that these are things that I have registered with you. So that part, we have no issue whatsoever, right? We know that you can speak. The question is, where do we find the fire? Once we release the fire, it will burn the fear, and that fear will be totally gone. I used to stutter. If you listen to every audio I send, even when I'm speaking here, you can tell the places where I stopped because of a stutter, and it just happened right now. I stopped because I stutter. But because of the stutter, I learned to use the stutter to make me look like he is very thoughtful when he speaks. No, I'm not thoughtful. I'm stuttering. Right? I'm stuttering. But once I found my passion, the fear I used to have, I used to stand. And I remember in medical school, when my colleagues used to joke that I should become a rapper, because I would start saying, I, all that is missing is for me to say, and I will be a rapper, right? Once you find your fire, it burns. One of the first things it burns away is your fear, because you wake up in the morning knowing what your life is about. Once you find your fire, you go to a meeting where there are bigger experts, but when you open your mouth to speak, they listen to you. So maybe 2 more questions to you. If it is 2030, and I want you to go there, okay? It's 2030. You've never been able to overcome this fear of public speaking. It's 2030. 2024 has passed, 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030 December. What have you missed out on?
I don't want to be in this space then. I feel like I've let myself down. I feel like I'm living half of my life. I've not explored fully my passions.
The 7 years are not coming back. They're gone. I'm going to leave that with you. You're going to allow yourself to try really connect. And if it doesn't break through, find opportunities to actually either watch videos. You have to find something that stirs you emotionally for this thing to break through. If we had another hour, perhaps I would try and work with you and see whether it breaks through or not. But I don't think that we will get there during this meeting. But stay there, stay on track, stay on the challenge. I know without a doubt, I can't tell when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. You're going to find that passion, and it will open the doors that you need. Thank you, Domitira. I will just take only one person, and unfortunately it will be very brief because we are already over time. And that will leave us with about, still a significant number of people that we'll try to get to next week. I'm going to get a gentleman, and Diba, if you're still on, I know we have James, Crispin, Diba. Diba, are you able to be on video? If not, then I will probably take James.
Please take James for now. I'll be ready for next week.
Right, good. James, are you available?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
just getting, I know that we've made a bit of progress already with you. Is your video available or not? I don't yet see you.
Yes, it should be.
Okay, yeah, it's now on. It's now on. So what did you identify as your goal, your main goal?
The main goal was
the main problem. Sorry, the main problem.
Okay, yeah. So the main problem was during the first time I did the exercise, it was in action, but the second time it became inconsistent action. So basically, the main goal is the main problem was is doing the work, getting the work done over a long enough period of time to see results.
Tell me 10 things that have resulted as a result of those. What has been the cost? 10 things. And I want you to go as quickly as you can.
Okay. So it, let me start. It cost, I have problems in relationships where I will have the idea to give gifts, but I can't follow that through. So that person is disappointed. I'm disappointed. I started, the second thing is that I started working on this graphics thing back in 2020. And 3 years down the line, I still do not have anything significant to show because I let it just slip. And well, the third thing is that I had the opportunity to actually publish my research paper that I did for my diploma just this year. And a few things were required of me to do, and I didn't do that. So that just disappeared. I have had opportunities to work with people who are ahead of me, but I could not seem to do either what was required of me or to keep the communication going. So those relationships also disappeared. That's going to bring me to number 5.
Not count. No. That's your mind. I want your mind out of the way. Just continue. I will count for you. Continue.
Okay.
So I will say it because of inaction.
So because of inaction, there are places where I wanted
that's
to.
your mind. That's your mind in the way. So I want everything you say to start with I did, or I missed, or I avoided, or I want everything to start with I. And so if it's not ready, you just say, oh, because of inaction. Because I will say because of inaction. Okay. If you don't have something ready, just say because of inaction. Because of inaction, because of inaction. If you have something ready, I say because of inaction, you say it. We go as fast as we can. Okay, because of inaction?
I have not stepped up in places I should have stepped up.
Because of inaction?
Because of inaction.
Because of inaction?
Because of inaction.
Because of inaction? Okay, all right, close your eyes, right? Close your eyes. I want you to think about the most expensive thing, the most expensive consequence of your inaction. Close your eyes. I want you to think about the most expensive thing because of your inaction. In the last 5 years, if you had been taking consistent action, how different would your life have been today? If you were taking action consistently, what would your career look like today? How much more respect would you have? How much more better connected would you be amongst your colleagues? How much more efficient would you be at your work? How much more knowledgeable would you have been? Okay. But because of inaction, this is where you are. And I would like you to see whether you can feel it. If you can't feel it, we might as well just leave the assignment at the level of just writing down, because when you're writing down, it's just your mind doing the work. But right now, you need to be able to pull these things from your heart. If you can't pull these things out, it leaves the emotional barrier intact. It becomes impossible for you to actually access that source of the fire that you need to create the momentum you need during this challenge. Because of inaction, we have a different kind of James today than we could have if this James had been taking action. We could have a totally different James. In fact, you could actually be in a totally different environment, maybe a different location. Maybe if you maybe you could have a car, who knows? Maybe you could, maybe you could be speaking with a twang today, but because of inaction. All right, let's try it again. Keep your eyes closed. Because of inaction.
I have not made as much progress as I should have.
Because of inaction.
I feel stuck.
Because of inaction.
I am not very happy with myself.
Because of inaction. Because of inaction. James, because of inaction. James, because of inaction.
Because of inaction, I feel like I cannot accomplish the things I want to do.
That's your biggest barrier. And I don't know what you felt when you say it, but I can tell you that's your biggest barrier. That's your biggest barrier. I had written something down. Maybe everybody write this. This is where we will finish. Write these 3 words down. You know these 3 words. The first one is confidence. The second one is courage. The third one is decisions. So your barrier is emotional, but before the barrier is one of these 3 things. Either confidence, where you do not have internal respect. You have lost your internal respect because you've made promises to yourself that you did not keep. And this is not to James, this is to everyone. This is to me, right? My self-respect. It doesn't matter how much people respect me. I know I've worked with very high-profile people, with politicians who are very well respected, but they are the people with the least self-confidence. Therefore, they need the big car, they need more money, they need bodyguards to surround them for them to feel like they matter. Self-confidence. And self-confidence trickles down to self-trust, it trickles down to self-efficacy, it trickles down to so many other things. Self-confidence, it comes from being able to keep your commitments to yourself. Every single time you set a goal, that is a commitment. Every single time you fail to meet a commitment to yourself, you undermine your own self-confidence. The second is courage. Courage comes from 2 things. Courage comes from clarity of vision and identity. Trusting that who you are will be sufficient to fulfill the vision that you're pursuing, that you're committing to, that is upon your life. And then the third one is decisions. The decisions, the ability for you to cut off, because decision comes from the Latin word desire, which means to cut off from. Your ability to cut off other possibilities, such that when you decide, you are able to recruit your self-confidence, your confidence, and your courage together. And those 3 things go together. So there is the emotional barrier, but before the emotional barrier, it is these things. And confidence is an emotion. Perhaps this is where I didn't expect we'll get to 1/2 I really apologize, but it's the nature of the work that we are doing, but we'll be finishing here. I want you to, everybody where you are, James, thank you so much for for that segment. I hope you picked something, but everybody where you are, I want you to notice what your body feels like right now. Just notice how you're seated, how you're feeling, how you're breathing, how your hands are positioned, what your back feels like, okay? Now, if you are feeling confidence right now, like feeling top-notch confidence, what would need to change in your body right now? I want you to feel as much confidence as possible where you are right now. I want you to feel, I don't know to think about confidence. I want you to feel confidence. What has to change? It's difficult to do this kind of exercise when we are doing it virtual, but confidence is an emotion that you can exercise just the way you exercise a muscle. Courage is an emotion you have to exercise. The way your body is positioned, what you are thinking about, the way you're breathing, it has to change. And the next time you go back to this exercise, I want you to try to position yourself in the most confident posture possible before you try to do the exercise. Because sometimes we are trying to attempt a level 10 assignment, but we are in level 2 energy. You're trying to deal with a really deep question with a superficial mentality. You have to put yourself in the appropriate emotion for you to be able to unlock the level that you're trying to get to. Because of time, we're going to wrap this here. We've shared some crucial ingredients that I would like you to think about, and we've had a couple of experiences that I would come back to watch and see if we were able to unearth anything. But I would like to hear just the people that participated on the hot seat, only because of time. Just the people that participated on the hot seat. Let's hear your reflections. We could start off with James. Start off with you. Next. So everyone that participated, but please be next.
So I'll start by saying that Domitira gave me one of those when I grow up moments when you asked who would like to go next, and she immediately jumped and she was like, "I am here."
Yeah,
that's commendable. That's actually something admirable. So today's session has been a little bit different. Yeah, in that I feel like I have gotten to a level where I have identified a confidence issue before, but not with the same level of intensity as I have done today. And it has destabilized me. It has shaken me up. Yeah. And I look forward to being able to work on that. At the moment, everything that we discussed before has somehow been shelved, and this is all I can come up with. Thank you.
James, I know you from the previous challenge in 2020, 2021. I think you've just found a breakthrough. You've just found a breakthrough. We need James to show up. I know your capacity. James, you have a gift for public speaking. You have an amazing gift for public speaking. I know a lot about you, and everybody that has listened to you on this channel will tell you that you come off really, people want to listen to you. We just need James to show up. Okay, so choose which James we will see in 2030. It will either be this James minus 7 years, or this James plus 40 years of experience compacted in 7 years because of consistently showing up. Right? Next, Domitira. Then from there, we'll have Shalene and Shiro, if you're still able to come up. Yeah, so Domitira, really,
Yes.
yeah, just briefly to tell us.
Yes, Doc. What has really stood out after the hot seat is if I'm able to project or see my worst case scenarios, then I'm also able to see my best case scenarios.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the second thing that stood out is confidence and courage are just emotions that I can exercise. Yes, these two.
Yeah. Thank you, Domitira. I applaud you for stepping up to take the challenge, and you are headed to somewhere amazing. I'm very happy for you, Charlene.
Thank you.
Hi, Doc. I wasn't on the hot seat, but thank you for giving me a chance to
Oh,
share.
I don't know why I think it's because you are one who shared. But yeah, go ahead now that you're.
Okay, mine will be brief then, so that
you're
I
just
can
on the warm seat now. It's not the hot seat.
when you are coaching James, and he said he felt like he can't be able to do the things that he needs to do because he's not confident in himself anymore. That was also personal. I felt it. It is also something that arose in me. I think for the next hot seat, I need to be ready because that's a question I need to go deeper and answer. Yeah.
Thank you, Charlene. That's a question I had that I grappled with. Probably one of the most painful questions I had to grapple with myself, and yeah, I'm really happy, especially for James, to come to that realization all by himself in the right environment, and for you, Charlene, that connected with you. Don't let it go. It's now whatever goal you're working on. Whatever goal you're working on, the goal is the paint on the wall. The actual wall is this one.
Okay.
This is the barrier for you. For James, this is the barrier. This is the emotional barrier. The emotional barrier is that the struggle, the difficulty in making past believe real, believing that, because if you can't unlock at the level of belief, then unlocking at the level of behavior or capacity is temporary. The belief always overrides everything that lies on the outer layers. Grace, very briefly.
Thank you very much. The things that have come out clearly when I've done the hot seat, I have known that actually obstacles are actually emotional. So if I'm really able to work on my emotions, which are actually my barriers, everything else will fall into place. For example, when you're working out, there are times you have limitation with the timing. That is actually just in the mindset. But if I'm actually able to fix myself, it may not actually be in the morning, but I have to push myself and do it within 24 hours. So it all depends on how I plan myself. And then again, I need to find my location. That was so powerful for me from where I am today and where I want to be in the next 5 years. Like I gave in my write-up, in 2019, I started with a very high momentum. So when you gave that bit of the story about 2019, I felt like you're actually talking to me. I started with such a high momentum, but towards the end, I didn't finish like I started. So I feel 2024 is going to be my 2019, and it's gonna be a success. Then I need to have intentional systems. I really have to work with a plan, not just having things on paper. I really have to put it into practicability, if there's that word, so that I'm able to achieve it.
Yeah.
And then I've also learned today that money is not everything. So whenever we give, we should not really take pride in the resource about money. So we may have something extra that we can give maybe to the community or society, probably like our time. If you're able to give some mentorship, that is an additional and is a more valuable benefit compared to money.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Grace. I won't recap anything you've said. Thank you for your reflections. Finally, Cheryl, if you're there. Right, it doesn't seem like Shiro is quite close by, so we won't be able to get everybody's reflection on the Zoom meeting right now. We are at 1 hour 40 minutes. We have made progress, not enough progress, but trust me, we will keep making progress until we are at least at maybe an hour, at most 90 minutes. Please, immediately you leave the meeting, share your reflections on the WhatsApp group. Just don't let the emotion go before you do. Then number 2, plan tomorrow, create, in the course of this weekend rather, create a specific time to sit down with the assignment. But try to do the assignment when you are in an elevated emotional state. Either you exercise before and then you pray, whatever you need to do to be in an elevated emotional state. Be in as confident a posture and as courageous a posture as you can be before you attack the assignment. And don't get stuck with the first answers that come off. Your real answer lies next. Maybe it's the 7th, maybe it's the 10th, maybe it's the 12th. Don't stick to the first answer. Keep reflecting. For everyone, if your primary problem that you identified is something physical like public speaking or financial freedom, that is the surface problem. If what you are identified is not an personal emotional problem, you haven't gotten to the level, because the barrier is always emotional. If you don't get to the emotional barrier, you haven't gotten to the actual barrier. Just painting the wall, we need to peel the paint from the wall and actually look at what the wall is made of, because that is the actual barrier. It's been a delight to share with you again this session today. I will upload this video within the next 24 hours, and it will only be shared in the actual challenge WhatsApp group. Don't share it outside, because we are discussing very personal issues here. Don't share it outside. Please give your reflections on the WhatsApp group immediately you leave here, and everything else we will communicate over the weekend. Thank you for being on the call tonight. This is Dr. CK Mogire with the 90-Day Momentum Challenge. This is day 38. Can you imagine what will be happening by day 90 if this is where we are today? The barrier is always emotional. Goodbye.